Hey everybody, Christopher here. Welcome to another episode of Household Filmmaking. Today we're going to talk about fear. Fear is your worst enemy if you are aspiring to have any kind of a creative career, whether it be screenwriting, painting, acting, film directing, anything creative. I'm going to focus kind of on the filmmaking aspect of it because that's what we do here. Let me talk about what will make you successful. Number one thing is talent, okay? You do need talent. You don't need to be the most talented person in the world because let's be honest, there's always somebody more talented than you out there. Be the best you can be at something. Learn everything that you can about that thing, so you are the most knowledgeable person you know. If you are not the most knowledgeable person you know, go hang out with the most knowledgeable person you know because they will teach you to become better. And that is a huge aspect of being successful in any field, whether it be creative or not. Number two, luck. Being at the right place at the right time. You know, that's happened to me many times. I've just happened upon an opportunity and was aware enough to take advantage of it. It doesn't happen to everybody. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. Number three, this is the one that these two, doesn't matter about these two if you don't have the third one, and that is persistence. Persistence is the thing that keeps you going no matter how many times you fail, you pick yourself back up. You are persistent, you lose money, you lose that opportunity, you have a falling out with it, whatever it is. If you're persistent, these two things will be the stronger for it. Because, you know, if you're not persistent, you're not going to happen upon those lucky opportunities. You're not going to be able to make your own luck. If you're not persistent, you're not going to be working hard to better yourself at all times. So come back to fear. Fear is the persistence killer. You've seen Dune, I'm sure. There's the whole...
You must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I permit it to pass over me and through me.
Fear can cause you to freeze up. And, you know, when I step in front of this camera, I can't tell you how many takes I do because I see that lens looking right at me and I suddenly go, what am I going to say? Fear is a healthy thing. A healthy amount of fear is okay. It stops you from doing really stupid things and saying stupid things. But I kind of use this analogy. It's like gambling. There's a certain amount of fear in gambling. And I'm not talking about going to Vegas. Think of a caveman going out to hunt a woolly mammoth, right? He needs to feed his family, needs to get that pelt to keep them warm for the winter. It's the ice age, you know. But at the same time, he's afraid. There's a risk he could get stomped on by that woolly mammoth or attacked by a saber-toothed tiger. He may not make it back, all right? But if he becomes so afraid, then his family starves to death and freezes to death because he didn't have the courage to go out there, conquer his fears, and get that pelt and that meat for his family. And that is really what you have to think about when you're pursuing a career in arts, because there's going to be a lot of people who don't understand a career in arts. It's not, you know, paving roads. It's not, you know, providing food services or things that kind of keep society rolling. They consider it a kind of a luxury item that you're creating that not everyone's going to want. And that's true, you know. There are thousands of people trying to get into the entertainment industry. But, you know, there's a lot of competition out there. So a healthy dose of fear is telling you that, whoa, what are the chances that I'm going to make it? That's like trying to be a rock star, trying to, you know, and hey, you know what? Everybody who ever became a rock star, same thing. They became as good at the thing they do as they possibly could. They had some luck, right place, right time, and they were persistent, okay? Nobody who is a successful rock star was not persistent. They were, you know, going and playing at clubs, recording stuff, getting together with friends, talking to people about playing instruments, that sort of thing.
Wilde said, if you want to be a grocer or a general or a politician or a judge, you will invariably become it. That is your punishment. If you never know what you want to be, if you live what some might call the dynamic life, but I will call the artistic life, If each day you are unsure of who you are and what you know, you will never become anything, and that is your reward.
So again, it all comes back to that. But the fear is there to tell you, you might be wasting your time. What if you're doing the wrong thing? And then you start second guessing yourself. What if I'm completely doing the wrong thing and I need to change? Like, oh, I need to, like, these Marvel movies are really successful. Maybe I need to be more like Marvel. Or these Marvel movies are so successful, I don't possibly stand a chance. I should just go get a day job where I will feel forever unfulfilled until my dying day. And that's no way to spend your life. You don't want to do something that is unfulfilling just because you let fear tell you that you weren't good enough or you weren't lucky enough or you whatever, that and that kills your persistence. And then boom, you're working the day job that doesn't mean anything to you. You feel unfulfilled. But again, it can also make you second guess yourself into being something that you're not. People will point to stuff. And by the way, I want to talk about the fear coming from other people. People who not necessarily are trying to damage you or take away from what you want to do. They're very well-meaning people who love you, family members, friends. They're afraid for you because they don't understand what you're doing, and they're not in your place. They're not seeing all the connections. They're not seeing all the things that you see and you know. They're just seeing you out there in this kind of near impossible situation from their point of view. And they don't want you to get hurt. They don't want you to be broke all your life or turn into, some unsuccessful loser. And they'll start threatening you with fear. And I don't mean threatening you like, again, they're well-meaning, but they're going to threaten you. People are going to think you're ridiculous. People are going to think you're a loser. You're gonna get older and older and older, and you'll still never be successful. And then you'll be this sad old broke person who everybody kind of rolls their eyes at because you talk about the success that you wanted to have, and they still they see you at 70 years old still working at it and getting nowhere. They generate these images, these imaginary fear images of what you will become if you keep going the course that you're going on.
Daddy?
Now, before it's too late. You're gonna die in there. All of you. You are gonna die.
And they don't think for a second that if you keep going on that course, you could be the exact opposite. You could be very successful. Why are these people doing this? Again, well-meaning people. Well, there's a few types. There's your family members who, were successful at some sort of day job, or your friends who are successful at some sort of day job. Now, they themselves may feel a little longing to be the person you are as well, but they let fear tell them, no, day job, I could never be that. And that's that. They have told themselves they can never be that. Then there are people who have tried to do what you're doing, and they let hang-ups or failures convince them that they were not cut out for it. Or, something happened and they were hurt, and they just weren't persistent again. They didn't pick themselves back up. They'll have all sorts of advice for you. Why don't you get a day job? So you can eat and you can work on this in the evenings, but blah, blah, blah. And yeah, have the day job. Absolutely. You need that. I recommend, though, try and get a day job doing something that relates to what you love. Go work as a file clerk at a movie studio, or go sweep popcorn at a movie theater. I did that. If you're going to drive Uber, go drive Uber in the areas that, have entertainment stuff going on. Find some way to get yourself in there so at least you're constantly exposed to it. But only give it the amount of energy that you absolutely have to. And then the rest of that energy is for you, because I'm telling you, if you don't, that energy is going to dissipate. And that energy will start going to fear. That energy will start going to the things that you don't want. So again, don't let the people who love you talk you out of dedicating that energy. Don't let their fear, their hurt be a guide for you. You have to ignore all that and keep going ahead.
Sorry to see you're still unconvinced.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Do you agree, disagree? Do you have any instances you can think of where somebody tried to scare you out of the thing that you really wanted to do? Are there times that you've scared yourself and maybe needed someone to kind of talk you down from that fear? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. There are other episodes, so be sure to like and subscribe or whatever it is on this particular brand of social media, YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook. Make sure you get the updates. Come back here. We'll talk more. And thank you very much for watching.